Kim McIntyre here at Mawai, and as some of my subscribers may have seen, I've been gone for a little bit. It's because I hurt myself and I've been in pain. And as we know, pain sucks, right? I'm going to check my microphone. Yeah, pain sucks. And there's nothing else we can say about that because, that's true. So let's see. Now, doing what I do, I should be able to fix myself rather quickly. Unfortunately, there is times when we continue doing stupid stuff that prevents us from healing, correct? Kind of like loading a U-Haul truck full of very heavy stuff when you're in the first days of your injury. Remodeling a kitchen, doing all the flooring. Yeah, lots of stupid stuff. And then I've got my daughter who continuously wants me to be on the trampoline with her. Unfortunately, I made the choice not to do that because I knew that was one of the things that possibly could have caused this. So today we're talking SI joint, and that is our little joint right in L5, S1, where your sacrum, the little triangle bone in the middle of your pelvis, meets your fifth lumbar vertebrae. And when that joint, fifth lumbar vertebrae and your pelvis. So when that joint gets stuck in a position, it can fire up those nerves around the area, give you radiating pain across your hips, down the sides of your legs, into your groin. And a couple times, especially on the first night, this pain brought me to tears. And usually I'm pretty good at keeping myself together and not showing the pain or how it's affecting me. But yeah, and I don't know if I've ever had an anxiety attack, but that's what it felt like. I could not slow my breathing. I couldn't calm down. I felt like I wanted to collapse onto the floor. I was holding on to the bathroom counter. And then all of a sudden it disappeared. So it was kind of a, what is going on here? It felt really bad. And then yesterday it brought me back to tears. I'm like, okay, I've got to do better at my therapy. I have to do my work every single day. I can't let it subside because this is a pretty substantial injury and I have to get myself back because I want to get back on the trampoline with my daughter. I want to continue showing my daughter how to move better within her body for dance because that's what she enjoys doing. She really enjoys dancing. And if I can demonstrate a movement, she can see it and therefore integrate it in her body. Now, this doesn't mean I'm a dancer. By no means I'm a dancer, but I can fake it a little bit so she can better understand. And when I put it into my body, I can give her a better description because although I can see things, it helps me much better when I feel things. So these are some of the reasons why I want to get rid of this pain. So today you're going to watch me actually go through what I need to do in order to get my body back into alignment to allow that SI joint to calm down and heal up. All right, so with me I have my trusty percussor. This is a Mercornia percussor. Old school. This sucker is, holy cow, this sucker's 11 years old. And it was expensive. They have much cheaper ones nowadays. You can buy a percussor, and the reason for percussion is here. Now, I don't use this to beat the crap out of myself. I used to when I didn't know any better, but now I use it more as a input. Okay, I have that input, and then I figure out where in my body needs work also in relation to the area that I'm working or the area that's out of balance. I have my therapy ball. Again, I do not use this to beat the crap out of myself. And I have my foam roller. Again, I do not use this to beat the crap out of myself. especially with nerve issues. If you have a nerve issue and you beat the crap out of your nerve will be even more pissed off than it was in the first place. So do not beat the crap out of yourself, okay? All right, so let's see. First off, we're going to address, hey, look at that, I've got, speaking of doing stupid stuff, I was doing some caulking on the floorboards, finishing up the kitchen this morning, and so I have caulking on my pants. This is an impromptu live, by the way. So we're addressing the right side of my pelvis first off. And in order to balance the right side, I'm going to be working on to balance the left side, I'm going to be working on my right leg. The inside, this is Abductor Brevis. Again, do not beat yourself up. If you have pain, release the pressure just a bit. Now, in order to figure out where I need to work, I use muscle testing. Okay, the body knows exactly everything that we need all the time when we get out of our way, right? So I use muscle testing to ask my body where I need to release to bring support to the area that is feeling unsupported. And then I test to make sure that I'm finished. I can put a substantial amount of pressure in there and not have any pain now, and my testing says yes, move on. So now we're working on addressing the right side. And this is Abductor Magnus. And, ooh, there we go. I've got a little, good. Now it's very important, when you do have to put pressure because you're going in deeper than the superficial stuff, you don't try to rotate and compensate up here, because then you're just building more compensations. So maintain your alignment. Very important. You're trying to find core support, core being through the center of the body, as I preach about over and over and over again. And when your core is supportive in anything that you do, not just lifting a weight or whatever, but we're talking core being there for when you're sleeping, when you're eating, when you're picking your nose, when you're helping your daughter with her math, anything. We want support so that you can function more efficiently within whatever it is that you're doing. And that's what happened is, we'll back up a little bit. I went on a little journey, a meditative journey, and I had a lot of compensations taken away from me during that journey, which was a good thing, okay? Unfortunately, there were compensations, deep internal compensations that I've used to basically survive and all the stupid crap that I've done in my entire life. And after I had those compensations released, I did not align myself or give myself time to understand this new alignment and this new strength. And I went on trampoline and doing dumb stuff that I'm not trained to do. And, you know, when we have crashes, we have impingements, and that impingement stuck this time. So that's where all this began. At a later time, I'll go deeper into what that journey actually felt like. Okay, so now we're addressing both sides of the pelvis at the same time. And I'm working with my first chakra, okay? That's my root chakra, okay? Now, whether you believe in chakras or not, we can say that they're energy centers, or we can say there's a lot of nerves there. And your tailbone, or I'm sorry, your sacrum has got a lot of nerves that leave from that area, go and supply the pelvic floor, go and supply your sciatic nerve, which doesn't just run down the back of the leg here, it splits off and runs down the front and the back of the leg all the way down to the toes. So you can have an impingement in your toes affecting your pelvis all the way up here. So energetically, I'm bringing the color green from our heart chakra into my root chakra to, again, finding support, love, and grounded in love, okay? Understanding love. And now I'm bringing the color yellow, confidence, okay, into my root chakra. So connecting my third chakra to my root chakra, confidence and grounded in confidence. And if you've ever lost your confidence, you may find that you hold your breath, which in turn locks up the mid-back. Okay, now we're transitioning back to the right side. And we're working on the left foot. We're working on bones. The first metatarsal, and that is the big bone for your big toe. And it can get rotated, it can get twisted. And that, in my thinking, is our connection to our core to the ground. So you can imagine if I'm on a trampoline and I don't have a core and I'm not connecting through that big toe, I may suffer the consequences. And I know for myself, I did not work through my big toe most of my life until I finally understood what core was. And I had some big old arches in my feet. So when I got Rolf back in the day, my feet actually grew a whole shoe size, and because the arch let down, because I actually began having a core. Okay, now we're going to transition to the left side. And we're going to work Abductor Magnus on the right side. So noticing a lot of torsions, a lot of imbalances. Abductor Magnus attaches the inside of the knee all the way up into the pelvis. Very important part of the core. And so if this guy over here, as we're releasing, is pulling too hard, that's going to create a shift over here in this side of the pelvis by itself, which is not going to make my back, my SI joint, happy. There can be a lot of strain in there. So if there's already strain and you make a mistake when you're up in the air or when you land, that's going to shove those bones right together and create 2 weeks worth of pain. I don't like to be in pain. Do you? Okay. All right. So according to sitting there, I don't need any more work. But I do need to address some other things, and it's not a physical. I need to balance my cranium in relation to all of the releasing and balancing that I've done. So cranial bones all move. This is cranial sacral. I do it energetically. Left and right parietals. Sphenoid. And then some cranial nerves. Trigeminal nerve, that's cranial nerve 5. So a nerve likes to slide and glide through the tissue like a worm going through moist dirt. So if that nerve gets impinged or gets stuck, you can imagine you pull on it and it can't slide through that tissue. It's going to tick off that nerve and start sending more and more information to the muscle, which tightens up the muscle and leads to more impingements in the bone, lack of efficiency, pain in the joints. Meridian. Okay, kidney meridian on both sides, and I use muscle testing to figure out which meridian I need to work and which direction I need to take the energy of the meridians. So both of them, we've got to bring the energy up. Yawning in my case is a sign of release. Kidney meridian starts on the bottom of the foot here, ends on the collarbone, kidney 27. Another meridian, pericardium on the right side, pericardium on the left side, bringing it up from my middle finger to my chest, and bringing it down from my chest to my middle finger on the left side. And again, this is still in relation to the, we're going to call it pain, but inefficiency, the lack of balance in my pelvis, causing the SI joints to be compressed, giving me radiating pain across the tops of the hips, down to the legs, and in the groin yesterday. Now, I believe yesterday's pain came up. Yesterday was the first day I had pain in my groin, and it was substantial. And I believe it was because I was playing with my daughter with some Play-Doh in little kids' chairs. So they're only about this high off the ground, which is about a foot off the ground, and bent over trying to open up those SI joints that weren't ready to open, and just sent me through. Okay, so according to my muscle testing and my prior test, this helps me take my ego out of it, because I still feel some imbalances, but our nervous system can only take so much information. So if I continue working, my nervous system might get fired up and everything might contract again. But I will tell you, I can sit here and move around, and there is a slight, it's not a discomfort so much as it is a sense of weakness or lack of support. So I won't push it, but I do feel much more comfortable. A week and a half ago, I couldn't even hardly sit down in a chair without pain. I think about 3 days ago, I was actually able to do a full squat, but as we found yesterday, was not supported in doing the full squat. So when I was sitting there for half an hour in a deeper than full squat, past parallel, it was too much for my system to understand, and it flipped out. So I hope you enjoyed this description of pain sucks today, and what we need to do in order to create balance, right? It's all fine and good to have the pain go away, but are you balanced? Because if you're not, and you go and do something stupid again, that pain may manifest back up, maybe even worse, and then all of a sudden you're chasing pain all over your body. And as my little ball here from Dr. Perry says, stop chasing pain. So stop it. Find the source, find the cause, find the root cause, which a lot of this, I've had this pain before in the past. It's really bad when you can't sniff without having pain because your pelvis can't do that motion in relation to your pelvic floor and your diaphragm. Your diaphragm does that real quick pull down, and your diaphragm can't expand because the joints there don't want to release. Oh, it catches real quick. You can't even take a large inhale. So again, pain sucks. If you have any questions, feel free to send me some comments. Subscribe if you're interested in what this work can do for you. Follow me on my website, kimmcintyre.com. And I hope to see you in the future. Let's get rid of that pain. Let's get you balanced. Have a great day. Bye-bye.